And welcome to our celebration this morning in the park. Yay! I'm Maxine Kaye, and this is the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, and we are portable. So glad you're here. Isn't this fun? Gather in person. As Edie said when she was announcing it some time ago, we come here this morning for prayer in the open air. And a lot of fun. And a lot of delight. And the best part of all is just being together. Isn't this great? More often, don't you think? So I'm welcoming you. We're all welcoming each other. This is a great celebration. It's a beautiful park. And we are practicing our principle simply by having evolved the most beautiful place for us to meet this morning and to be together, heart to heart, mind to mind, and physically today. And so we're not live streaming this morning, and yet it will be posted this afternoon sometime so that people can see our celebration online and say, gee, I wish I'd gone to the picnic. So it's going to be a great day. And I love that we are all here and we are all about celebrating our divine principle. We know that God is everywhere present, right here in this park, everywhere present, right within each of us and all of us, and that there is one source, one mind, one spirit, and each of us is a beautiful part of it, a wonderful individualization of that one mind and that one heart. And so how good it is to gather together, to be aware that we are doing the important business of our lives by setting our intention on a world that works for everyone, on a world that works for all. We're setting our intention to celebrate our individual lives and to share our joys and our challenges, sometimes sorrows, with each other. That's what a beloved community is all about, and that's who we are. We also know that something wonderful is always happening, especially since we are becoming more conscious, more aware, more alive and alert to that divine presence within us that is creating something beautiful in our lives, individually, in our center, and in the world itself. So how good it is to be together. Thank you for coming here. Thank you always for being with us in heart and mind, wherever you may be on a Sunday morning. Aren't you glad we're here today? Now this is also our theme It is our contribution to our world, starting with each and every one of us, that we are always in the process of awakening humanity. Say it with me. Awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And we have a very powerful saying that I'm going to invite you to say with me. And it goes like this. Ready? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And our opening song in live person, beautiful person we know and love, Emily Zoll, is going to be singing to us, My Soul is Welcome Here. Take it, Emily.
Good morning. If you would like to stand to join me for this, I'd love that. If not, you do you. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right. Oh, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting this welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you all. And thank you, Frank, for the wonderful prelude as well. This is the time I typically talk to the kids. Today, the kids are going to talk to you. At least one of them. Woo! You have that on? No? Okay. This is so exciting. We have had a teen program for many years, and then our teens a few years ago aged out. So at that time, Mike and Emily and Jeff were helping to get a new teen program started as the young people got to be teenage. So this year, teen camp happened in person in CSL's new retreat center that is now Centers for Spiritual Living just outside of Portland, Oregon. And who went but Lilia and Natalie and Natasha. And so I'm going to invite Lilia to come up and tell us your youth camp experience. I'm so excited.
Okay, so my voice might be a little raspy because I'm getting over a cold. But honestly, one of the best experiences in my entire life. I mean, like, I have never felt that kind of unconditional love before. and the kind of, I've never accepted the kind of unconditional love before, and I was never really, I don't know, I never felt that accepted and healed and wonderful about myself. All that self-hatred that I had before, and all that recovering that I've had of past trauma and bad coping mechanisms was just completely gone away, because people there didn't see your insecurities. They didn't see any of your eating disorders or self-harm or anything like that. They just saw your soul, and purely your soul, because they didn't care about any of that. They just loved you for you. And honestly, I didn't even know those people for more than a week, and I felt like I knew them for years. I met so many good people there, and people that I will always remember and will always be friends with. And it just made me very self-aware that I am worth it, and I'm worth the love that I was given there. And it was amazing. It truly was. So, yeah.
Are you going again next year?
Yes, 100%.
Oh my gosh. I've been to the teen camps, and it changes the lives of the adults who go too, right, Natasha? Yeah. So this is so wonderful. Any other teens here, and any teens who will be tuning in later, make your plans for next year. I'm not going to apologize. You made me mush. And I love it. Thank you. Now I need a meditation. By the way, don't worry about this. It matches, right? It just doesn't hurt, just needs to be in this splint for a few more weeks. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful that it matches. That's important. Okay, let's come together now. Breathing in that precious life of spirit. Feeling that loving presence move through our physical bodies, through our emotions, through our mentality, bringing sweet, sweet presence, spirit, serenity, love, peace. Come even more deeply into our hearts now. Feel that divine embrace. How sweet it is simply to dwell in the presence, to feel ourselves wrapped in that unconditional love. There is nothing to do, only something to know. And that is that we live and move and breathe in this spiritual presence. God is alive within each of us and having a conversation in the sweet, sweet silence of our hearts. The most intelligent conversation we could ever have. And we listen with the ear of our heart, and we hear only truth. As we perceive with the eye of our heart, and we behold only goodness in everyone, in every circumstance, for this is the truth that is beyond any appearance. The holy presence of love is moving out now from our hearts, touching and blessing everyone here with us and everyone with us in consciousness as well. Let's let this loving presence move out and fill the entire park, touching and lifting and healing every place that it goes. And this divine light shines so clearly and so steadily, the love light of spirit. Let it move out and fill the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Everywhere it goes, it touches and uplifts and heals and nurtures and blesses. Let's allow it to move out into the world itself. And where people are hurting, let the healing presence hold them tenderly and let it lift them and bring them to the pure consciousness that there is indeed God and nothing else. And that underlying all conditions and circumstances, the divine harmony prevails and emerges and begins to manifest itself everywhere, at all times, within all people, in all places. We see the truth beyond the error, the truth that sets everyone free and keeps us all free. For love is the greatest power in the universe and beyond. And this healing presence is doing its perfect work by means of us. Thank God we are the instruments through which love is healing the world. Our hearts are silent now in love and peace. Come within just for a moment to listen to this intelligent, loving conversation direct from the divine. Now let the peace within our hearts continue to move with us and guide us and fill us with love throughout the day. And let that love continue touching, blessing, healing, and lifting. How good it is to remember who we are and why we are here. Thank you, beloved. All is well. Frank, and now I would like to invite up our practitioner of the day to do some inspirational readings and a spiritual mind treatment, Cheryl Maxine.
Morning, everyone. Oh, wow. I cannot think of a better way to celebrate the joy of spirit than to be here together. We're taught that to treat knowing that it's already happened, and it clearly has already demonstrated. Lilia, that was beautiful. You gave us each just a tiny piece of that teen camp energy, which is very unique. It's an experience of a lifetime. You're absolutely correct. And I have a few words from Ernest Holmes to share. The first is from The Science of Mind. There is no uncertainty about my future and no fear as the result of my past. I live in the eternal now, which is filled with good alone. Goodness and beauty follow me. Peace and joy accompany me. Happiness and wholeness fill my entire being with the realization of love and perfection. And on page 290, he suggests that we each declare daily everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. Know this, see it, feel it, and be it. And in Living the Science of Mind, he wrote, they printed a poem, I assume it's his, because he was talking about happiness and how natural it is in children. And so this is from page 432, which is the next to last page, basically, in Living the Science of Mind, which, if you've not read it, is a wonderful book. Blessed the children playing on the shore, to them belongs the pipe of Pan, the song of surf, the waves' uproar, the fog, the wind, and freckled tan. No thought of care, no gain to reap, no fear of darkness, dread of night, no dream of turmoil in their sleep. Their evening star shines clear and bright, with hearts o'erfilled with happy zest and joy for what the new day will bring. They lay them down in peace to rest. At morn the lark for them will sing. They hail the day with wild delight, their feet in naked gladness shod, their eyes with wonder gleaming bright, for of such is the kingdom of God. That just, God quality that shines from children. And so I'm going to state this treatment in the first person and invite you to take it for yourself. I am overflowing with the feeling and the knowledge of the joy of God that is expressing as each and every person here. I feel it. I honor it, because we are each made of God qualities. So I know that I am the love, I am the peace, I am the joy of God. The joy of God is expressing through the music, through the singing, everyone who speaks, and everyone here, everyone listening at home is part of this expression of the limitless joy of God. So I open to feel that, to honor it, to celebrate it, all through the service and beyond into the picnic. I release this, my word, into the law, knowing that it is acted upon and done. We can clearly see the demonstration. With great gratitude, I let it be so, and so it is.
Is. Thank you, dear Cheryl. Beautiful. Okay. You take yours, leave mine. Will you join me in the affirmation? You can't. There's nothing on the screen yet, but I'll tell you the affirmation, okay? Just take it in your heart. Or say it after me. I am the expression of God's joy.
I am the expression of God's joy.
Inviting spirit to have a wonderful time by means of me.
To have a wonderful time by means of me.
Very good, thank you. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, this is often the time of our demonstration. No one came forth and said, I have a demonstration I'd like to share today. But I think we can see this is our demonstration right here and right now. Yay! Good. Okay. Now I'm supposed to talk. I'd rather dance. Can we do that? We can do that too. All right. Ernest Holmes said, I stand in the midst of eternal opportunity, which is forever presenting me with the evidence of its full expression. I am joy, peace, and happiness. I am the spirit of joy within me. See, the qualities of God are substantial and eternal. And they just don't change. And no matter what may be going on with our own personal lives, whether it's grief, whether it's loss, whether it's fear, whether it's concern, illness, all the things that we experience as human beings, whether it's conflict in the world, underneath it all are the 7 substantive qualities of God, which are life, light, love, peace, power, beauty, and joy. Today is about joy, and it is also about not pretending like things aren't happening in our lives. And things aren't happening in the world, because by God they are, but they are temporary. Nothing is permanent but the life of the divine itself. Everything else comes and goes, comes and goes. And we'll find that the things that we're challenged with right now in the world itself are not so new when you go back in civilization. You go back a few centuries, you go back a few years even, and you find that these are things that should not be in our experience, and they are temporarily. Let's keep that in mind, because joy underneath is the underlying quality that is the truth eternal. And we can even experience joy in the midst of challenges, even in the midst of pain. Is there an echo? Stop that. Is there something different I should be doing? Okay. Because I can go over there if you want me to.
I think your microphone is on.
My mic? Oh, it's off? No, it's on. Oh, that's it. Okay, now it's off. Thank you. Great. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So, no matter what kind of sadness or concern we may be feeling, joy is still possible. You know what came to me recently? Remember the fabulous musical Fiddler on the Roof? It's like we're doing that right now, in a sense. Because, you know, in Fiddler, the Jewish community in their shtetl, and there were many, they exhibited in the play, in the musical, there was both the horror of the attacks of the soldiers of the Tsar, remember? And there also were the joyous celebrations that continued to be held in the middle of all of that. You know where their shtetl was? This made-up shtetl of Anatevia? Apparently, it may not be made up. Apparently, there is possibly a place by that name in, are you ready for this? Ukraine. It's like, it's Fiddler on the Roof all over again. Because you see this possibly fictitious town or shtetl, little village, in what is now Ukraine. In the play, all the villagers that can escape ultimately either to America or Krakow, Poland. Like, what are we doing? This again? And so today's refugees are finding ways to experience joy. Oh my gosh, there's the Ukrainian Freedom Orchestra that's playing in London. The Kiev Children's Choir. Music is joy, right? Joy is God, music is God, it's all the same. The Children's Choir of Kiev had to cancel their world tour after the invasion, and the conductor, Saul Zaks, is sharing their music with other children choirs globally. Check it out on YouTube. You know, you're going to cry tears of joy because it's amazing what music can do for healing of the soul. And after winning the 2019 International Youth Festival, this young woman was spoken about by the conductor. He said, I remember when I was, this was about the choir, right? I remember when I was judging them in the competition, I just couldn't move. It's such a special sound, like it comes from another constellation. Fantastic is too little to say. It's almost magical. And then you've got to look at this one on YouTube. There's a beautiful 7-year-old girl, Amelia Anasovich. Well, in Poland, she visited a bunker where some of the refugees were from Ukraine. And she sang Let It Go from Frozen to them. And the smiles that suddenly appeared on people's faces. She brought joy, she brought love, she brought hope, she brought God. And then she sang, this'll get you, you got to see this one, the Ukrainian national anthem to a huge fundraiser in an auditorium in Poland. And she was greeted with enthusiastic cheering and jumping onto their feet. Tears and laughter and joy was happening because she was bringing something so beautiful. So the parallel, the historical parallel, is stunning. What's even more amazing is the aliveness of joy and the need to celebrate no matter what is going on. And don't you know that that divine energy of joy and celebration is what begins the healing process? It's not appropriate. It's not helpful. It's not healing to be despondent and to stay so depressed and hopeless. We can't do that. And they certainly aren't doing this. What great inspirations these people are. So we need the joy. We need the celebration. We're having a celebration right now. And then there are people right here in our beloved community who have recently lost beloved people. A couple of people who aren't here today because of that. And another, it's been a few weeks yet. But these are things, we gather around, we hold each other, we cry together, we laugh together, we lift each other. We utilize the principle of science of mind, which is looking through each appearance, knowing that human things happen, and that we are divine beings having a spiritual time in a funny, wonderful human body. And isn't it great? You know, I love the experience. I love the human experience. But never, ever do we want to forget that we are divine beings having a beautiful opportunity to be the instruments of healing, to be the instruments of love, the instruments of joy. That's what this teaching is about. I'm so, so grateful for it. Teilhard de Chardin, one of my most favorite mystical priests, said, joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. When we are smiling and happy and joyful and lifting each other and celebrating, we're right there really conscious of the presence of God. It's not that it's not there the rest of the time. It's always there. But we forget. We have a forgettery. Well, let's get a better memory. Let's remember that we cannot ever, ever be outside the presence of God's love and joy and peace and possibility. We are all about possibility. How good it is to realize that laughter is a language of God. One of my favorite languages, laughter. It just changes things. It lifts our hearts, it heals our souls, and clarifies our minds when we allow ourselves a great belly laugh. You know, it just feels so good and it changes things. Everything is energy, right? God is all there is, God is energy. And we have the opportunity to set our intention and allow the energy to change into something beautiful, something happy. Happiness is the outside of the cup. The inside is the eternal presence of God's joy. And we have access to that. And the more deeply we dive into that presence of joy, the easier it is for us not only to experience happiness personally, but to share it with the people around us. Doesn't it feel wonderful to do that? It's such a sweet sign that we are never, ever abandoned, that no one in the world is ever, ever abandoned, because we can't get outside of the presence of God, except with our human forgettery sometimes. And we're still there, we're just not experiencing it. It's like, you know, having a vacation home in the mountains, and you board it up during the winter, and then you come up because you want to be there and play and play at the lakes and hike and everything, but you want to be in your cabin, and so you take the boards off the windows. It's been dark in there, hasn't it? No one's been there. Maybe an occasional field mouse, I don't know. But you take the boards off the windows, and what happens? The sunlight begins to come in. So even if you had been sitting in that dark cabin, the sun would have still been there. We need to remove our boards. You know, we need to remove our erroneous beliefs that we're supposed to be gloomy and that somehow that will make God happy. Did anybody grow up like that? I hope not. And if you did, I hope you got over it. You know, we experience the joy of God by inviting that presence and that experience into our personal lives, and then we get to share it with everyone else. You see, the divine push for aliveness, for expression of the divine, cannot be stifled. We're not happy if we push down that loving presence of joy. And the people around us aren't going to be too happy either, you know. So it's essential that we invite that presence of joy and aliveness to come out. It serves the world besides making our own lives better. And we can look at each moment as an experience to share more delight. There's nothing that happens in our world, in our personal lives, where we cannot experience some joy in it. Even in the middle of physical pain. People sometimes have physical pain. Anyone here ever had physical pain? Okay. In the middle of that, you can see a butterfly flying by and feel a sense of delight. And doesn't it sort of remove you from that experience temporarily? See, it is always possible to move out of an experience of constriction or unhappiness or even pain by focusing on something that's real and true and eternal, like the loving presence and the joy of the divine itself. We may look at each moment as this experience where we can find delight no matter what is going on. So ask ourselves, what may lift my heart in this moment? What may make my heart sing right now? No matter what else I may be experiencing, what is it? Where can I put my attention so that I lift myself, allow myself to be lifted is more like it, because we don't have to do that hard work. You know, we plant the seed, God grows the tree. God's got the hard part. That's the way it was set up. Isn't that good? We simply change the direction of our intention. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what we do. We simply look in a different direction. And as we look, metanoia is a Greek word that simply means turning the mind in another direction. And that's what we do by utilizing this beautiful principle. You see, our laughter is healing for us, and it travels far and wide. It doesn't stop with us. You know, it's like the pebble in the pond, and remembering that everything is energy. God is energy, and we can direct that energy. Well, we've learned that over the years with the science that has taught us that everything is alive, and that everything that we focus upon responds to us. Quantum physics really brought the world the awareness that we're all connected and that the observer makes a difference in the world itself. The observer is you and me. And as we focus our attention on joy in the middle of anything else, something begins to change. Something absolutely begins to change on the atomic level. Isn't that exciting? The laughter is a divine energy. I want us to laugh often and loudly. However, it fills our bodies and our minds and the world around us. The universe really conspires for our happiness. I mean, look at the beauty that's all around us. You cannot help but smile when you see that. When Reverend Mike and I are having breakfast, we are either on the deck or we're inside looking out. And that's even better sometimes because we get to see the birds at play. They're really enjoying St. Michael's birdie buffet. And we enjoy watching them. It's worth $1,000 a month we spend on bird feed. It's a delight. It makes us grin. It makes us smile. What a beautiful way to start the day. So everything around us is so beautiful. The universe absolutely conspires for our joy and our happiness. And we can't suppress a God giggle. You know, we already have God goggles. God goggles is seeing the world through the appearances to that wonderful truth. God giggles are just letting that joy begin to bubble up from within us. Can't help it. Can't help it. I've got to sing. Can't help it. I've got to dance. Well, you know, when Spirit says dance, I got to dance. When Spirit says sing, I got to sing. When Spirit says giggle, you got to giggle. Okay, we're going to do a lot of that. We can delight in these beautiful belly laughs. What's the funniest thing you can think of right now? Take a minute. What's the funniest thing you can think of? Okay, go ahead and laugh about it. Doesn't that feel good? Isn't it nice to hear other people's giggles? I love it. You see, we were designed for celebration, weren't we? We were designed for celebration and for lifting spirits and for healing hearts wherever we are. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to share this with each other. And I'm loving being right here with you today. Will you say with me, joy is a divine attribute.
Joy is a divine attribute.
I have cause to celebrate here and now.
I have cause to celebrate here and now.
My divine delight blesses and heals.
My divine delight blesses and heals.
Here's my favorite. Everything is sacred, nothing is serious.
Everything is sacred, nothing is serious.
God's joy in me is limitless.
God's joy in me is limitless.
And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. This is another opportunity for joy. This is the time of our celebration. And many of us give online and other ways. And anyone who is here is welcome to give as I love to give. And Edie has created a beautiful, interesting little receiver for our bounty today. And here it comes. Are you going to be our usher? Thank you. Okay. Isn't that sweet? All right, so let's... That is our vision. That is our heart vision. And we're going to keep focusing on that, because don't you think it's kind of great to gather together? Don't you think it's pretty great to be thinking in terms of where our next physical place is going to be? Yeah. And keeping our focus on that vision is exactly what brings it about. Right, Edie? So I like to take my gift to my heart because it reminds me that every good gift comes from the heart of God. And I love giving back to the closest source of my spiritual food. It happens to be the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. So let's know together that this divine gift is that indeed divine. It came to us in love. We sent it forth in love. We know that it goes forward to heal, to prosper, and to bless, that it returns to us multiplied, and we are deeply grateful for the joy of the circulation of our abundance, and so it is.
Very good.
I am going to be singing one of my songs called Sing, and if you would like to join me in the chorus, please do so. If I wanted to stop, I would just turn around. If I lived in regret, that would just slow me down. I won't let my heart be silent. When I'm ready, you will know, 'cause my heart open up and sing. My heart's gonna open and sing. Na 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 oh, na 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 oh. This is my vision and this is my dream. I'm gonna make it happen for me. I won't let my heart be silent. When I'm ready, you will know, 'cause my heart's gonna open and sing. My heart's gonna open and sing. It's the perfect thing. I must confess, I don't care about the rest. I'm gonna just say yes. I'm gonna open and sing. No one could tell me how or where to go. I looked inside and now I know my heart's gonna open and sing. 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 This is my best, I don't care about the rest. I'm gonna just say yes. I'm gonna open and sing. It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect thing. Na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. When I'm ready, you will know, 'cause my heart opens up and sings.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Emily. Oh, that's fabulous. So, my name is Edie Janik, and I'm happy to serve as president for the board of the Greater Philadelphia Center for Experiential Living. All right, it does feel good to be out here and to be together, doesn't it? And you look beautiful. You all just really look beautiful, and so do you, Frank. But don't they look great? They do. They do look great. You should come up here and look at yourself, because you look great. Lots of people to thank. And Dr. Maxine, thank you so much for that fabulous talk. Excellent reminder that all we need to do is take the boards down. And we've got the boards down here, right? Sunshine's abounding, coming in. So thank you for the reminder that limitless joy is always accessible. Lots of people put some effort into this happening today. And so I always apologize if I missed anyone that helped. Lots of people helped. But I want to also just take a moment to say, Jeff, thank you. Payson, thank you. Our fabulous AV team. I mean, they can go anywhere. They can do anything. We're like, we want to do this in the park. Okay. Can you make that happen? I think so. Jeff was like, yeah, I think we can do it. So thank you guys, Jeff and Payson, and Emily, of course, for your musical talent. We're really happy to be able to witness that in person again. So thank you. And Frank, you thought I was going to forget about you. Frank's got some new stuff here. What's that? I know. So we're so happy to see you again, and so happy to be able to feel the blessing of your music. So thank you very much, and your lovely wife, Melody. Where are you? There you are, hiding back there, helping with preparing getting lots of materials together for this. And my gosh, Linda O'Neill, where are you? You keep moving around. Okay, then Linda O'Neill. So, I mean, there's everybody, and people brought food, and people brought games, and just really, really wonderful coming together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Neighbor Bob was going to be here. However, neighbor Bob's cat is in the animal hospital, so neighbor Bob wasn't quite in the mood to come today, which I completely understand. And neighbor Bob appreciates everyone's thoughtful treatment and prayers for his cat. Today's service has been sponsored by Mary DeVar. Mary's not here today, but she is sponsoring today's Sunday celebration in loving memory of her beloved husband and our friend, Ashok. I called him John, but that's okay. So thank you, Mary. Thank you very much, Mary, for that. And you're in our hearts. So we are here. I don't need to tell you about the picnic. It's happening. The recent Bot Spot talked about the board really focusing on cutting back our expenses where we can, focusing on essentialism, and also looking at our income sources and evaluating our intentional giving program and kind of where we're at. We're mid-year, right? So, and then that kind of leads into the discussion around our budget, which we always talk with everybody about in our fall annual community meeting, members community meeting. So you will be hearing more information about that. We appreciate all of your contributions. We don't have a physical space right now for us to meet every single Sunday, but we are looking to have times like this where we can come together, being mindful of our expenses, but also trying to come together and have fun, and keeping our eye out for opportunities for us to have a more permanent place. Right now, we live stream from Linda O'Neill's Inspiration Cafe every Sunday. And this celebration will be broadcast. Is that the right word, Jeff? Yeah, rebroadcast. Well, we didn't broadcast. How can we rebroadcast? These tech people. Am I broadcasting right now? Okay. So yeah, we'll rebroadcast later today. So for those of you that want to watch it again, or if you have friends that missed it. So what else do I need to say? I think I covered everything. So more to come, and thank you all for coming here today. Thank you so much for choosing to be with us here in the park.
Thank you. Okay, wonderful, Eddie. Edie always does such a great job. It's like, I think some people just tune in for the announcements because they're always fun. I understand that our teen Lilia would like to say one more thing. Would you like to come on up and complete things here for us? We don't have time. Okay. There you go.
Hi again. So I had one experience that I can't believe that I forgot to share. So during the camp, there were some pretty messed up things going around with the boys. They were taking pictures of the girls unconsensually, inappropriate photos unconsensually. And so we had to talk about it. And that was probably one of the most, I'm going to start crying, emotional talks that I've ever had. When I started crying during that talk, when we were talking about our experiences and we were just sharing and what we had seen, and girls that I didn't even know started hugging me and were telling me it's going to be okay. And that was probably one of the most, it was really comforting. It made me feel like my experiences were valid and their experiences were valid, and we were just sharing them together. And at the end of that, we had a humongous scream circle. So we all got together and we just screamed in the middle. And it really helped. And that was one of the best experiences that I've ever had in my entire life. And I thank every single one of those girls. I also have one more thing. I inspired 2 Padawans, which are the 18-year-olds, to come back next year as advisors, and single-handedly too. And they said they said it was because of my raw emotion and how I wasn't afraid to cry and I wasn't afraid to tell people about my experiences. So pretty proud of myself for that. But yeah, that's all.
Now we're going to have our closing song, and I think you know what it is. Are you ready, Miss Emily?
You can stand if you'd like to for a closing song. It's Thankful Hearts. Surprise. With thankful hearts, we end this time. With thankful hearts, we say goodbye. We show our love and share our home with each other. We're not alone. With thankful hearts, we end this time. With thankful hearts, we say goodbye. We show our love and share our home with each other. We're not alone with each other. We're not alone.
We're home, all right, especially when Emily is with us and we're all together. Thank you all. All right, so as we go forth, we know that joy is limitless, that each one of us is a beautiful instrument through which God's joy is healing the world. For this and oh so much more we give thanks, and for picnics and for parties and for food, and so it is.
Bye.